Hey there. Uh, this is number 3 of the Solo Quest. Today I want to talk about friendship and how friendship can be a great thing. I want to apologize that I still don't have a camera that is great, but this will do. This does what I need it to do. This gets me onto YouTube and gets me sharing the gospel like I like doing. I did post a song today. I posted Josh Turner's song. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not the greatest singer, like I said in previous solo quests, but um, I tried. I was sick. I'm a little sick. I'm a little nasally still, but I'm getting over that. Um, and so that's that. I wanted to bring my hands into this, so they're a little up. I'm sitting relaxing on the couch. Today's been a great day. I spent the day at church. Tomorrow's the first day of classes, so it's gonna get a little hectic. But you know what? I'm excited. Um, so today, like I said, I want to talk about friendship. This right here, this little composition notebook, has all the verses that I pick out that I enjoy and that really hit me at the time when I read it. And I've been doing this journal since I became a Christian. November 16th of 2010 was when I started doing this, and I started writing down a lot. And I books read. I have Proverbs, Ephesians, Colossians, Galatians, Philippians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, Revelation, all the Gospels, and etc., etc., Jeremiah. There's so many in here. I just wanted to read off a few of them. Today, I'm going to be jumping around a little, but there's some main verses that I want to get out to you about friendship. The first verse that, when I think of friendship, this one comes to my mind, and it's like, this is where our friendship should be. No other friend, no one can call themselves a friend unless they do this. Um, Bearing with one another and forgiving each other who has a complaint against anyone. Just as the Lord forgave you, you should also forgive them. The reason this verse is connected to friends, for me at least, is because we're bearing with one another. Yes, I know this means with anybody, but especially friends. Bearing with your friends is a great thing, and it is a huge thing. A lot of your friends, and a lot of my friends, they are going through a lot of stuff, and you might not see any of that stuff, but you know what? It's there. The person next to you could be dealing with a whole lot of trauma, and they're the happiest person in the world. You don't see that. They're just showing the happiest. They're putting on that mask, that mask that hides who they actually are. Um, I did this on my Facebook. I did this note a while back talking about the mask, and I'm actually going to turn that into a web blog post in the Solo Quest, and that'll probably be in the next few days because I just decided I wanted to do it today when I was getting ready for this lesson. But it talked about how people put on masks and how I did it. You put on a mask to cover what's actually going on in your life to make people want to like you better because you think if you're accepted by the crowd, your life will be 100% better. But it's really not. You're still dealing with the same struggles that you have, and you're still hurting. So, going back to the friends thing is, if your friend has a complaint against somebody and your friend is just one of those people that's always like, oh, rah, 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 this person, that person, this person's so awful, look at this person, look at that person, then you have to forgive them for that. You need to let them know, hey, you're doing something that's not so great, but you have to let them know that no matter what, you forgive them and you're going to be there for them. And, sorry. And so, for me personally, I've always been a complainer. I'll be honest. Something doesn't go the way I wanted or expected to go, it bothers me. And so I'd be like, oh, we have to do it this way. It's going to take 2 hours longer than if we did it this way. Or, oh, this person has to be here at this time. And for me, it's hard to get out of that. But I'm slowly getting there. I'm accepting people better. I'm accepting myself better, which is a huge thing. I used to not accept myself at all. And so it was difficult for me. But for now, it's getting better, and I hope it continually gets better, but I'm able to forgive those just as God forgave me. And that's the huge part. God forgave us for everything that we've already done or are going to do. God already forgave us. You know, it's a great thing that God is so great. Um, you think about it, and I know I say a lot, but you have to know. God God thinks and cares about you so much and loves you so much. And he's only asking for a little. He's not even, you know, he wants your love back in return, but he's not asking for it. He knows he'll get it because because you're a loving person, and eventually you'll love him. But it's difficult for him because, well, I would imagine it's difficult for him because no matter what, he's gonna show you his love. Even if you do something that totally would tick somebody off, God still loves you. God still cares for you, and God's understanding. The next verse I want to read to you is Colossians 3:15, which says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful." With you and your friends and everybody around you, you're called to be one body. You're called to be together. You're supposed to be on the same path. You're eye level, looking at each other, communicating together, working together. We don't always do this, especially with our friends. I have friends that we're on totally different spectrums, like I was talking about. One might be an atheist, one might be a Buddhist, but I still talk to them and I still communicate with them. And we're on the same level because we are called to be one body. And while they might not be believers, they're still part of that body, or at least I believe they're part of that body. So we still have to communicate and forgive them for what they're doing or what they're saying, and just as we want to be forgiven for what we do or we might say. It's really hard to, and I know I always say, oh, look at me, this, I did that. It's really hard to admit that stuff. I'm admitting this into anybody who watches my videos that I am not perfect. I will never be perfect. I try to be perfect. It just won't ever happen. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being KyleTomko. It's great. The biggest verse, another verse I want to go to, for back to friendship, is Galatians 6:2. "Bear one another's burdens, and therefore fulfill the law of Christ." It's just like Colossians 3:13, but it's a little thicker because it says, "Bear one another's burden, and thereby fulfill the law of Christ." The law of Christ. Bearing one another's burdens. When you're friends with somebody, that your friendship might not be big and might not be great, but it has some to do, some level of friendship. And so you're going to be caring about that person a little bit. Whether it's a lot or just a tiny little speck of care, you still care. And so that's just how you should be to your friends. You can either have friends you can either be the friend that has many friends or has a select few friends. It doesn't matter. As long as you're caring for those friends, as long as you're being godly to those friends, as long as you're being godly with those friends, as long as you're being what you're supposed to be and treating those around you how you want to be treated and how you think and know you should be treated, then you're a good friend. I have many good friends in my life. I don't know how many best friends I have. If I had to say I had an amount of best friends, I would say I've had a few, but one sticks out in particular, and they're still my best friend. And it's just, they were always there for me. They always cared for me, and even in my times of being stupid, they still respected me and forgave me. You lose contact with some of those friends, especially when you move across the country. You lose contact with some really good friends, and I feel bad about that. And hopefully I can reconnect with some of them, but it might not happen, and that's my problem. That's my mistake. I'm the one that didn't keep connections with them. I'm the one that let people out of my life. But at the same time, I have many people entering my life. A shout out to Taylor Hart right now. Taylor Hart is a guy from Liberty. He's a great person, man. He was a former tuba player in the Liberty University marching band. I'm not going to ask him before I post this, so I'm talking about him. Go check out his music. He's a fantastic artist. He's a fantastic singer. Go check out his music, Taylor Hart. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I hope people check it out because of this. That way he doesn't kill me for talking about him on a YouTube live web post. Oh, what? Live web post. Blah. Okay, so anyways, I didn't know him too well, and I saw him at the bowling alley after a lot of things that happened in my life, and I just needed to talk, and so I was like, hey, I know we don't know each other a lot, but can you go with me to the Waffle House and just hang out and talk for a bit? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. This guy gave me like 2 hours of his time, and he didn't even really know me. But now he keeps in contact with me, and he talks to me. He's like an accountability partner somewhat. And it's great to have, because it's like, God, you put such amazing people in my life, and I thank you for that. And the one thing that Taylor keeps telling me is, remember, build your relationship with God, not through me. I don't need to build my relationship on Taylor with God. That way, if Taylor ever leaves my life, I won't just crumble again, you know. And that's Taylor was always like, never thank me, never thank me. And you know, it's so true. But he is such a godly person, and that's a true friend. Someone that isn't just trying to take advantage of helping you get better if you're in a bad off place. You know, somebody that isn't, oh, the only way I can be a good friend is by helping you. You know, somebody just there to listen. I love to listen. I will also give you my opinion, but I love to listen. So, you know, if somebody has a problem, I'm here 24/7. If you need to wake me up and I need to come out and get you somewhere, call me. I'll come get you. Um, that's just who I am. Um, we'll tell you this though, on the final note, on true friends, the reason I pointed out Taylor is because he's been the most influential in the past months. Um, so it's been really great. But I want to leave you with a verse, and I don't know exactly where it is, so give me a second to find it. Um, and I just want to let you know that no matter what you do, no matter if you're awful to somebody or you hate somebody or anything, just if you're a true friend, um, then, you know, I can't find the verse. Sorry. I know I just wasted a minute of your time, but if you're a true friend, then all you have to do is believe in God, and God will use you in people's lives, and you'll be a good friend to everybody. You know, you might not think you're a good friend, but if you're, like I said, if you're godly and you do what you're supposed to do by treating people how you want to be treated and etc. like that, trust me, people think you're a great friend. And if you're ever feeling down in the dumps or something, just remember this. God has a plan for you, and God has people in your life to help you fulfill that plan. You're not alone, and there's always somebody that has it just a little more worse than you do. I know that sounds rough, and I'm like, people might be like, oh, but you know, I'm going through this right now. But you know, I know I keep saying, you know, I gotta stop that. But there are people that are going through a lot worse than you, and if you pray to God, God will help you, and that's all you need is God's help. Be a good friend, trust in the Lord, and have a great night, peeps. Later.